So I just saw. Now, I don't really know how popular this movie is. I actually saw it, a poster for it when I was going to see a movie, and then I saw a trailer while I was watching that movie for it. And I kind of got really excited just because of the cast and just how fucking weird it looked. Like, it kind of just looked hilarious. And I was really excited for it. And I showed my friend the poster and the trailer, and he kind of got excited for it too. So we were both really excited going into the movie. I thought I would have a whale of a time. I thought I would love it, and so I thought Matthew McConaughey was good. I really like Matthew McConaughey because he just played himself. Like, I mean, I don't know how much he was really acting, if he was just kind of just playing himself, but he kind of felt, like he felt fine. I liked him. I thought Jonah Hill's accent was just awful, like really distractingly bad. Like, it got not as bad towards the end, but the start was just awful. Awful in my opinion. I don't know who played Matthew McConaughey's daughter, but for some reason I didn't really like her. I asked my friend if he liked her, and he was like, yeah, I didn't really have a problem with her. For some reason I did. I don't really know why, but I just felt like she was almost fake for some reason. Maybe it's because literally in the context of the movie she was kind of the only sane person and everyone else was just fucking crazy. But I don't know, I just didn't really like her that much. Zac Efron was just strange. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but it didn't really feel like a Zac Efron character. Not that he did a bad job, but I think it was a weird cast. Also, his hair was fucking wacky. His fucking, I don't even know what it was. It was wild. Now, here's where I strongly dislike the movie. So, now I've talked about one movie on this channel before where I've noticed awful editing. And I'm not really one to talk about awful editing that much. I find most of the time I don't kind of talk about it. Either I don't really notice it, or I just don't really say that much on the subject. The worst edited movie that I've ever seen, in my opinion, was Ocean's 8 until now. This was the worst editing I have ever seen in a movie. It not only was it just super poor, it just, I felt like it just bogged down the movie. Like, it was just, what they did was they shot a couple different takes, which is what you do when you are filming a movie to make sure that you get the perfect take every single time. Understandable. But for some reason they decided to film it in different locations each time that they did it. So you would go from the guys on the golf cart to the guys in the trees trying to find their ball to the guys on the green putting, and it would cut back between those three locations, and it did that for multiple scenes, like at least four. I think, I wasn't counting, but I think at least four. And oh my god, it was just it for me at least, when it first did it, like the first time they did it, I was just so confused. I was like, is this supposed to be, this is all supposed, yeah, this is supposed to be the same conversation. What are they doing? Why are they doing this? And I was just confused. I didn't get it. It was, I strongly disliked it. Like, I thought that was an awful decision. It just takes you out of the movie and it makes it just awful. And not only that, but it killed the pacing for me. This movie felt so long. Like, it felt like it was like 4 hours for me. My friend leaned over to me an hour into the movie, and I knew it was an hour because I was sitting there in pain, and I was like, okay, please tell me this is not like 30 minutes in. And I checked my phone and I saw it was an hour, and I was like, okay, I mean, I guess that's better. But he leaned over to me and he's like, I have no idea how long it's been. And we were talking after the movie, and he was like, yeah, you could have said it was 10 minutes or like 2 hours, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, he was a little bit different. I guess he didn't really find that it was that, for me at least. I thought it was awful. He didn't hate it as much as I did. I thought this movie was really just not good. Like, it just felt like forever. Like it felt like I was watching that movie for 4 hours. And I was so upset because I wanted to like the movie. I really did. I was so excited for it. And it just wasn't good. Another confusing thing is, so this is a spoiler. I don't care. The movie's not good. Don't go see it. Where Matthew McConaughey, he either has to do prison time or go to rehab. So he decides to go to rehab, and then he's in rehab for 2 days, maybe three. He's in there for literally 5 minutes of the movie. I don't know how long he's in there for movie time, but actual real life time, he was in there for 5 minutes, and then him and Zac Efron break out, and they never really show the cops going after him, but they say it. They're like, "Yeah, the cops are after you, by the way," and he's like, "Oh yeah." Then he finishes this book that he was supposed to finish a while ago and publishes it. The cops aren't after him anymore, and it's like that's not how that works. Like, so it was just like, just because you finish writing your book doesn't mean the cops are no longer after you. Like, that's not how it works. You still got to go to rehab or jail. Like, that's just not how it works. Like, it's almost like they just forgot about that. Like that the cops were supposed to be after him. That you can't just break out of rehab and be okay. Like, it was a frustrating movie, is what it was. I really wanted to like it, but just the awful editing and the awful pacing of this movie just really ruined it for me. It really did. I didn't like some of the performances, but like that's not what really ruined it. It was the pacing and the editing. So yeah, that's my review for Beach Bum. I'm really upset. Like I said, I wanted to like this and I just didn't. So that's it for me. I'm gonna have a Dumbo review coming up soon, so look out for that. Anyways, that's it. Have a good day. Bye.